everybody! And a happy Halloween to you if you vibe with that. Alongside the 13 drawings I was preparing for today's video, I also decided to draw and animate a new background, along with new PNGs of myself. I hope you like them. I look like Excalibur! I know I'm like ant-sized, but I thought it would be fun if I interacted with my set, you know? If I felt extra ambitious one day in the future, maybe I'll start pacing the mouse pad when I talk. Anywho's, welcome in. Today's video is extra special as it is entirely about my OCs and me drawing them in accordance to this OC art event created by Carmio on TikTok. I have bookmarked quite a few what to do with your OCs stuff from them, so I hope you enjoy watching me take on this OC-tober drawing weekly prompt list. And if you're inspired, you can partake as well. Obviously, here I have the image I'm referring to on the screen. There were daily prompt options for drawing, writing, and other, but obviously the weekly drawing worked better for me, even though I was unable to complete the final week. Shall we get started? We are in the first week. The first prompt is a classic. You with one of your OCs. I didn't want to do just us standing next to each other, so I decided to use one of these stock photos I saved for reference to display our personalities. As you can see, I switched the positions. I basically only kept the cart. I just changed the OC I chose is Alfie, my frog OC. So this is his human form. I chose him because I draw him the most. I also know him the most, and also I feel like our dynamic would be fun to draw. I am an anxiety-riddled and jumpy individual, while he is more curious and slightly mischievous one. I imagine we got in this situation because I'd want to know what it would feel like to ride in a cart again as an adult, and Alfie would be curious to see how fast he could push the cart with me in it, leading to a situation where I'd feel like we were going to crash while he's laughing away having fun. Basically, our dynamic would be older sibling, younger sibling vibes because canonically, in my world, Alfie is exactly 2 years younger than me. I have younger siblings and this is exactly our dynamic. I really love how it came out. I also wanted to work on like drawing movement, or at least attempting to. I want to practice. It's not too evident here, but you know, practice helps, and this is one step closer to me understanding movement, so yay! Also, when Alfie is in his human form, he always has a little version of his frog self attached to him. Next for week 1, we've got your OCs with matching trinkets. I chose Angelique, my porcelain doll OC, and Emilia, my fairy OC. Before I talk about this, I just want to say that whenever I draw Emilia, she looks entirely different. Or at least here, she looks so like, who are you? I have a reference for her obviously, but also she does not look like, I think it's the way I drew her eyes. They seem more droopy than the other times I draw her. It's so odd, but obviously that is my own issue, so Angelique and Emilia would definitely have little keychains of each other and hold on to them. Emilia would have been the one to suggest this idea, since having a trinket would not cross Angelique's mind at all. The conversation would probably go like this. Angelique oftentimes doesn't fully understand the sentimental value of things, nor the feelings of love and affection. So Emilia's existence by her side helps her navigate the feelings she has, that she can't quite pinpoint why she's feeling them. Angelique is a reckless individual. She got this way after being treated like a fragile creature when she came to life. So most of the time, she's at a workshop to get her legs pieced back together, after jumping out of a window. Despite her impulsive tendencies, she'd definitely keep the doll of Emilia in a glass case for protection. Final prompt of the week is your most drawn OC. You've met him, you know him, and now he's making a return yet again. It's Alfie. I'm drawing both his human and frog forms because I draw him quite frequently and recently made a book starring him, so you could say that he is my star child. So I do need to draw my other OCs more if I want them to be loved by my community. If I want them to be loved by my community as much as they love Alfie. I just realized that when I draw Alfie, he's like that every night at dinner. I'll be there meme, and I imagine the reveal of Humpty Dumpty in the Puss in Boots film. You know, do a little montage. It's literally him. Anywho's, that is us. Now we enter the second week, your OC in multiple moods. I saw this as an opportunity to practice expressions, and after doing this, I most definitely need to practice more. It's a rough start, but a start nonetheless. I only do well drawing my characters happy or neutral, but I went beyond my comfort zone here. I used my assassin OC Chica for this, since my future comic will be starring her. Yes, surprise! In this random long-ass video, I reveal that Chica will be the main character of my future comic. She is a human with snake-like attributes. She can produce venom, specializing in poisons, is extremely flexible, but is able to constrict the muscles in her body to tighten when she wraps herself around someone during combat. I chose happy, sad, and angry for my emotions of choice. We stay with simple for now. As you can see, I did have issues with sad because I wanted to try movement with the expression too. I wanted it to seem like she was stepping backwards with disbelief. It's kinda there, but not completely, though I do see potential for improvement. Now for anger. I was aiming for her to angrily walk forward. I think it's also there, though I hope to get better at drawing the angry expression, especially in the brow area. I need there to be some furrowing. Or like more so. Also, I hope as I get better, I will be able to draw her looking a bit more snake-like when she's mad. I want her to be able to dislocate her jaw and like bite people to inject venom into them if she's on a rampage of some kind. That's all for these. I hope to get better with expressions. I'll definitely practice more and to also change up her appearance as well, slightly. Just to accommodate the dislocating jaw I want to do with her. 2 of week 2 is draw your OC with a bouquet that matches them. Here we have Chica again. She's a beauty whose harmless appearance hides the fact that she carries 15 different poisons on her person, and I want her bouquet to reflect that. So originally her flower was red camellias. I designed a hairpin her parents gifted her as a child adorned with them, but now I want these flowers to be poisonous and existing in my fantasy world. So they're going to be inspired camellias with poisonous pollen. I'll think of a name to give them later. So we've got poisonous flowers with some ferns and weeds because Chica is an enjoyer of nature. She lives in a forest and spends a lot of her time swimming in a pond behind the cottage she lives in. Her outfit is rather underwhelming for me. Originally she was like this, then I was like, no, I need her to wear something that reflects the forest and gives her the ability to move her body freely. So after I drew all 13 drawings, I redesigned her wardrobe and it may change once more. I'm constantly reworking my characters. It seems I am never satisfied. Let's move on. Last for week 2 is draw your OC in a silly outfit. I decided to draw Alfie again in a frog onesie. I know I could have done better, but I couldn't help myself. He looks so cute. Just look at him. He's just chilling in his plain frog onesie. You know, this isn't too far off brand for me because I dressed him as a sunflower last Halloween and he didn't even look like a sunflower. More like an overall wearing dude with a sunflower headband. But can I say, he's a simple guy. I'm sure he'd also rock a paper bag over his head and call it a day. All his normal outfits are frilly and cute, and when Halloween comes, he's just happy to be included, no matter what outfit he arrives to the function in. Okay, week 3. Our first prompt here is your OC in an AU of their choice. Okay, immediately, I went with Angelique for the chosen OC because there's so much potential for this. At first, I was thinking, what if she wanted to be in a Sherlock Holmes AU? But then, light bulb flashes so brightly. Her AU of choice would be her as a human, so she could return the kisses Emilia would give her. Yes, because since she's a porcelain doll, she can't feel anything physically. Oh my god, in my script, it's all caps. That's the explanation. Because since she's a porcelain doll, she can't feel anything physically, and she's hard. Literally, her body makes little creaking noises when she walks. She turned into a human. I literally make Pinocchio. She turned into a human and immediately go to Emilia. Literally, my first time drawing a kiss, so it's like wonky. But you know, not bad for a first try. Angelique, of course, would be pale because I wanted to reflect her quote-unquote skin of her original form. I wanted to use the color I used for her original skin, but it just made her look ill. So I grabbed the lightest beige skin shade I have in my palette, and here we are. I'm not completely happy with how she looks as a human. Probably that's just how I designed her. I much prefer her original form because of how unique she looks, but maybe I'll tweak the design a bit in the future if she ever happens to turn back into a human again or something. I know Emilia would appreciate being able to feel Angelique's warmth in skin, but also look at her like just stare at her. I feel like Angelique at times would forget she's a human and attempt to jump out a window, and Emilia would have to be on constant watch because it's not like she would be able to just reassemble herself back together again. Anyways, this was a hoot to draw and imagine a scenario for. The energy that this segment requires is not present within me. To our next one, your OC in another life stage. I chose my twins, Forest and River. I just remembered to change their names now. Originally, they were Misuzu and Mizuki, but I wanted to change the names to be more forest related. I also default to Japanese names friends with my characters. Anyways, it's fitting for them since they're mischievous fox forest guardians. I wanted to draw them as children. Probably, I'm estimating at the time my aim was for less than 10 years old. This would be around the age when Fox took them under their wing. Also hilarious. Fox, Forest, and River. All I see is Fox Mulder, Forrest Gump, and River Song. Oh my god, we love creativity! Returning, I wanted to practice drawing kids, and I think I did well. They'd have long hair when they're found because, you know, kids living in a forest. Their sole caretaker is a large fox guardian, so fluffy, cozy, long hair. The only reason why they don't keep it long when they're older is because I have a theme, as you can see on my little shelf. I have many a character with long, luscious hair. So I needed these two to sacrifice theirs for my sake, okay? Last prompt for week 3 is your OC eating their favorite food. This one was simple and easy. I chose Hikaru, our second protagonist for my future comic. Hikaru and Chika were both original characters, my first characters, ever created in, 2017, 2018? They were and are both assassins. I don't know why I chose assassins. I don't remember what media I was consuming at the time of their creation, but he is another assassin. He is an introverted individual who indulges in not too sweet treats. His favorite foods are tea-flavored cookies, so it's not overly sweet. Now time for the final week. My OC as a meme. So I immediately knew I had to do this photo because it's been in my gallery for 3 years and it makes me giggle when I look at it. And I chose Alfie as my chosen OC for this because I wanted to see what he looked like with these emotions. I'm also happy I chose this image because of all the expressions I could practice with. It was very helpful to do hands and the positioning of the face and hair. Honestly, don't know how his style changed in that big image of him, but it was for the best because seeing his normal cartoony self in the background and then there's just a large version of him looking not so cartoony has me cracking up. I'm gonna use this meme for a while because I'm so happy with it. Like, I could have done better with the eyes in this drawing, but other than that, I'm very pleased with how the overall look came out. It makes me want to draw more of my OCs as memes, so I can use them as reactions instead of normal ones. Next, we've got your OC with a different hairstyle. So here we have Chika once again, and I chopped off all her hair. Well, that's an exaggeration. So we've chopped off that long, thick portion of her hair, and this is what she looks like with a cute little pixie cut, a short bowl. I wanted to try something different, so I did a mirror look, but looking at the hand in the mirror in comparison to the hand outside the mirror, it doesn't match. It would match more if her self in the mirror flipped. Oh my god. And then her all dark outfit. This is her new outfit, other than the darkness that she was. I love short and long hair Chika. Finally, our final prompt, an OC with their least favorite person. I had this idea in mind for a long while. In the comic, I want there to be, oh yeah, every OC here will be present in my comic. It's just, I want all of my characters in one world and then make different comics about them. In the comic, I want there to be a way for my characters to interact with each other, so I'm putting Angelique's detective office next door to Fox's apothecary. I imagine when Angelique is meeting with a client, or if she is trying to focus on something, a weird noise would be heard from next door, be it from Fox, the twins, or just some other noise unbeknownst to her. Fox and the twins know this gets on Angelique's nerves, so they do it sometimes to play with her, and she despises them for it. More so Fox, because she has a feeling they are up to something. I also really wanted to draw her with her cane. The height difference also gives me a giggle to look at. Fox is, as of this moment, the tallest OC I have, around 6-ish feet, and Emilia being the second tallest. So Angelique makes up in height with a cane, and that it is. What the fuck did I read there? And that it is, and that is it. Oh my god. Those are all the drawings I worked 42 hours on. Yay! It took me so long to only draw the figures, and they weren't even full illustrations. Alright, I was stressing, y'all. I was stressing. And I'm not even 100% satisfied with any of these, but you know, it was just a fun, it was a fun thing I wanted to do with my characters, okay? If I want to make better versions of these and turn them into full illustrations, I can. I do have the power to do so. It made me realize a lot of things, though. To practice repetition with my style, because there are obvious inconsistencies with their appearances, especially in contrast with their full body references. Like, I look back at my references and the way I drew my characters like a couple months ago, and I'm like, they look so good here. What the hell happened? I think it's because I took a long break of drawing people to focus on my book, which is solely a scene type illustrations, maybe that's why. Also, to practice expressions, movement, just repetition and practice is what I need. So not only did I get to know my characters more and draw them with these, I did this for fun, so I can practice and get to know my characters. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all in the week after next. Let's see if I'm better by then, okay? I'm gonna do like practice. Alright, y'all. Thank you for stopping by, and as usual, have a beautiful day or night wherever you are. Goodbye!